I would say the first thing I would do would be to cut out all of your expenses that are unnecessary. You know, go through your monthly credit card statement or your bank statement if you use your debit card to buy things, and just look at all the things on there that are unnecessary that you can do without for now. That way you can cut back on your expenses as much as possible. And that includes things like your Netflix subscription, maybe even your cable TV channels, excessive alcohol, premium food. If you're buying filet mignon every week, you know, you wonder why you're going broke or you need to save extra money, well, there you go. You want to try to cut back on the expenses that are eating up your monthly budget. That'll be the first thing that will really help you when it comes to stretching a dollar. The next thing I would do is, especially when it comes to groceries, but I would apply this to everything, like you really need to pay your rent, you need to pay your electric bill and things like that. But the stuff that you do need that you can actually get a deal on, look for those deals. I'm talking, look for things that are on sale at the grocery store. If you need a new pair of shoes, buy a cheap pair of shoes instead of a $120 pair of Jordans, you know? Things like that will really help you save some extra money when you're in a bind. Because the last thing you want to do when you're going broke is spend money on things you don't need. And you'll be amazed at how much extra money you probably spend every month by just looking at what you're buying, you know, the things that you've bought in the last 3 or 4 months. You'll be surprised on how much you can really save if you put your mind to it. Any money that you actually do have that's sitting in like your checking account, say you maybe have like $5,000-$6,000 sitting in your checking account, I would move most of that money to a high yield savings account. And while it doesn't pay that much, you know, anywhere between 1.7 and 2%, it's still way more than the big banks are going to pay you. And that little extra interest coming in every month is that a penny extra saved, you know? It's a little extra money saved that you didn't have before, and that's going to help you stretch a dollar. Because when you're trying to stretch a dollar and you make an extra 4, 5, 6, 10 bucks a month in interest, that's stretching a dollar. You know, you're making that extra 10 bucks. That can be some extra gas in your car. That can be lunch one day. That can be a lot of different things when you're trying to stretch a dollar. And anybody who's watching this that's trying to stretch a dollar, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This might sound funny to people who are rich or people that make 6 figures a year and are just sitting pretty, but when you are trying to stretch a dollar, it's not funny at all, and that extra 10 bucks can really go somewhere. Another really easy way to stretch a dollar is to use coupons. I get these flyers in the mail all the time for like Subway. I have another one for Dunkin' Donuts that comes sometimes, and you can actually get a discount on going in and just buying a sub and having this coupon with you. How much are you going to save? You know, not more than a couple of dollars, but when you're trying to stretch a dollar, every little bit counts, even those couple of dollars. This is something that I have done, and I still do it, you know, like I don't need that couple of dollars, but I will still go ahead and clip this coupon to go ahead and get my foot long for a couple dollars less than I would normally have to pay. I mean, why would you pay extra when you can just get it cheaper? So that's a big part of stretching a dollar, is just being mindful of all the little areas where you can cut and save a couple dollars. Because if you save $2 on your sub, right, and you save $10 in your high yield savings account, and then you chop another $10 off your Netflix subscription. Now you're already up an extra almost $30 a month just from those few little things that will cost you practically no time or effort to do. Stop going out to eat, or very, very limit how much you do go out to eat, and don't go to fancy expensive restaurants, at least for a little while, until you can get back on your feet and stretch that money as far as you need to go, because that will save you a ton of money by just staying home and eating in. You need to look at your finances in a way like, look at how much money you have in your bank account, okay? And then also look at how much money you make every month and how much your bills are, and kind of like already do a mental forecast, like, okay, I have enough money in my bank account to pay for my bills for the next 3 months, or only the next 1 month, and then I'll be broke. Because mentally, if you do that, that'll put you in a place where you know it's crunch time, you know you need to start stretching a dollar, otherwise you're gonna be practically on the street or asking someone for a loan or begging for money, and you don't wanna do that. So if you're trying to stretch a dollar, you really need to make sure you are in the right place mentally of how close you are to actually going broke, because I know that's one thing that's probably helped me the most all the times that I was going broke, is like looking, okay, I have like $3,000 left in my checking account, my expenses are $2,000 a month, I have enough money here to last for the next 45 days. So just knowing that will put you automatically in a mood where you can just save on every little thing that you can, including the things I already mentioned in this video. Depending on your life situation, if you really need to save a lot of money and stretch your money a lot further than you anticipated, if you're living by yourself, then you can either get a roommate to help start sharing the rent with you, or you can possibly consider moving in with somebody else and terminating the lease where you live right now, or if you own, maybe rent out your house and move in with a relative and offer to pay them a nominal amount of money for their spare bedroom for a few months until you can get back up on your feet. Because one of the most expensive things is our cost of housing, and if you can eliminate that cost but still keep bringing in the same amount of income every month, that'll really help you stretch a dollar tremendously, as long as you're not irresponsible and spend the difference on a bunch of shit you don't need. So you really have to pay attention and make sure that you are doing things right and you're not taking advantage of somebody else, because if you're doing this, ultimately that person's helping you out. Whether someone moves in with you or you move in with them, they're helping you out. Don't take advantage of that person, and make sure you use that opportunity to get back ahead. Look around your house for things you don't need or don't really use anymore, and start getting rid of them by selling them either on Craigslist or on eBay, OfferUp, one of those apps that will help you get a few extra dollars for whatever you're trying to get rid of. Because, you know, if you're not using it, first of all, it's just clutter and it's taking up space in your house, and that's an extra 20 or 30 bucks you could put towards your rent, your groceries, your gas, whatever you're struggling to pay. If you can gather like 10 items you don't really use anymore that are worth like $10 each, that just got you an extra 100 bucks right there. You know, that extra 100 bucks is dinner, it's lunch, it's breakfast, it's gas, it's $100 towards your rent, it's your electric bill every month, it's something. And that's really the point of this video, is to kind of open your eyes and make you realize how much $2, $3, $4, $5, $6, $10 really is. Because to a lot of people that might not sound like a lot of money, but to another group of people, especially if you're watching this, that can make the difference of whether or not you can afford your electric bill. Now the next tip I have for you is really going to depend on how well you know yourself. You kind of need to know your spending habits and how well you're able to manage money to pull this one off. But I would say that if you're like me and you like putting everything on the credit card to get the cash back, first of all, that is stretching a dollar because you're getting the extra cash back, but it can also backfire because statistically people do spend more money when you spend with a credit card. And so that's why you need to know your spending habits. If you know you're one of those people that spends more with a credit card, then stop using the credit card temporarily and switch over to cash. Because when you have cash and you say, okay, I have $500 this week to spend, and you see it all in front of you, you see all the money, you can see every little bit of that money when it goes out of your pocket, and you know exactly how much you have left to spend. So that's a very easy way to stretch the money, versus if you know in your mind you have $500 to spend, but you have the credit card and maybe, well, I went over a little bit and I spent $700, that's exactly how you're going to get yourself in trouble, and you're going to be doing yourself a huge disservice, and you're not going to be able to stretch a dollar. So for somebody like me, I do tend to spend a little bit more, and if I was really desperate and had to go back to cash in order to save myself a few extra dollars, I would do it, because it would outweigh the benefits of getting those few dollars extra of cash back every month. But if you're the opposite, and you know if you have cash in your pocket and you're going to overspend because the cash is there, it's just like burning a hole in your pocket, then maybe move over to a debit card instead of the credit card, because with that, you're still going to see the money come out of your bank account and you're not going to overspend like you would with a credit card. So that would be what I would do next if you really need to stretch a dollar. So unfortunately, I know all too well what it's like to actually be broke and have to stretch a dollar. Now this situation in life really sucks. I've been there a few times actually, and while it might not look like it now because I'm sitting here with the ocean behind me on my nice balcony and shit like that, it actually has been a huge struggle to get to this point. You probably don't realize the amount of work and effort it took me to get to this point. But anyhow, the point is, that being broke sucks, and when you are broke, you really need to be able to stretch a dollar. So this is how I've gone about stretching a dollar in the past, so maybe this can help you stretch your dollar today. In case you guys are wondering why I had like zero introduction in this video, and if you're new here, you don't even know who I am, the reason for that is because I've been looking at my YouTube analytics lately, and my analytics tell me that when I make an introduction in my video, I lose anywhere between 30 and 40% of you right in the first 10 seconds. So I made zero introduction in this video, and I might continue to do that in my future videos, because after all, if you clicked on this video, you just want to get to the point. You don't want to hear me talk a bunch of nonsense for 30 seconds or so. But if you are new here, my name is Michael Bordenero. I make videos about the beach lifestyle, I make videos about financial education, and I make videos about quality of life. So if that's something you're into, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Keep hanging out with me by watching some more of my videos right here, and I will see you guys over there.